Well, spring is here, and welcome back to This Week on Main Street. I'm Chris Owens, Executive Director, along with Perry Williams, our Board President. And I would say we took a little time off, but I don't think we did. It's been a busy off season, and we're right back at it.
I think we took a little time off as far as doing our show, but taking time off as far as what is going on in Noblesville on Main Street, we certainly did not.
No, it was a tremendous 2015 for us, and I think we covered a little bit in a recap show that we did in January, so no sense to relive that. We certainly have our goals in front of us for 2016, and boy, we're right at the start of event season. It's kind of daunting to look down the list of things that we have yet to do for 2016, but it's exciting as well.
Absolutely, and the first event kicking off here this Friday is one of my favorites.
Yeah, and even to another mention, we want to recognize that already in 2016 we had our Devour Noblesville tour for about a week there in mid-February. In March, we came along as the lead partner, the presenting partner for Diva Night. And just there toward the end of April, we partnered with the Hype Group out of the Chamber of Commerce to do a Sample the Square event. So all three
of those events were quite successful.
Well attended. Diva Night, although not my forte, was hosted by Tammy from Giggle Gal, who did an outstanding job, and another one of our great merchants in downtown Noblesville. So it's not like we've just been resting the entire time. It's really setting up for a good season. And it kicks off with First Friday upstairs downtown this week.
Absolutely, and we have a great list of locations for that you can visit upstairs.
Yeah, fortunate to have the support this year of Adler, Tessner, and Whalen, and Ray Adler and his crew will be one of the kickoff locations. We'll have tickets available the day of the event. That's this coming Friday from 5 to 9 p.m. at both the Visitor Center located at 839 Connor, and then at the Adler Building at the corner of 9th and Maple. Ray's going to have a hog roast and some other stuff out there like he has in the past, and potentially some entertainment as well. We'll be selling tickets to the tour. They're $10 a piece. I know you and Kathy are going to come down and help us. I'm not sure the total number of locations, but let's run down those. The Adler Building is on the tour this year. Just across the street, we'll have a couple apartments in the Rich Wine Building,
which is something we have not had the Rich Wine Building for several years.
We have not. Everybody kind of knows it's that iconic orange and yellow building there on the corner of 9th and Maple with some office space down below. It was mixed use before there was really mixed use. Right. So excited to see those apartments, assuming that I'm going to be able to pull away from my official responsibilities. The Kaler Building is on as well. HMC screen printing there on Connor. One of the unique spaces that not a lot of people know about in downtown Noblesville is the Deliberate Media co-working space. What used to be Cindy Goyer Photography over top of Kiln Creations is now home to 4 or 5 very creative females, and we've got Deliberate Media in there. There's a graphic designer, Angie Foreman, that's in there, and Rachel Johnson with Loci Creative, who's actually working with us on our alleyway engagement project. She's in there, and so they will be there. The DeRosa office building on South and 9th Street, the second floor that Mateo renovated into office space, will be on there. The apartment above the Wild will be part of the tour, and should also mention there'll be a couple book signings, including Kurt Meyer at the Wild that evening. The Lacey Block Building and the space above Kirk Hardware, that's where you generally camp out.
I will be at the Old Boys Club.
Hear stories about Perry's inflated statistics from playing basketball upstairs. Just go by there. The old sheriff's residence and jail, that is currently the Museum of History, that will be on there as well. Nickel Plate Arts, of course, the Visitor Center, and our office space upstairs. That's when we get done here, I've got to go back there and make sure I clean. And then one of the other fun elements is we'll have the after party at Sid's in the loft.
Absolutely, which is an institution in downtown Noblesville.
I forget his new positioning statement, but I know Rick just printed new menus on there. So
yeah, that's only because he raised his prices.
So,
I always say that every time you go to a restaurant and get a new menu, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But
Rick,
they have responsibilities that they have to meet too, and rising costs. So I can't complain too much.
Well, and Rick actually did a very nice job as part of that Sample the Square tour. We started at Mateo's, went to the Ville. From there, went to Sid's, Courtney's, and ended up at Barley Island. And different than some of those businesses who are a little newer, that building and Sid's has been there forever. I would say Rick has as well, but that's not very kind of me. But Rick did a nice job talking about the history of the building and just really appreciate his contributions. So I'm sure he'd be willing to recall some of that and talk about that if you show up there in the loft. It is for those 21 years and older, and that'll start about 8:30 Friday evening as part of upstairs downtown.
And it'd be great if you come by. I know I hear a lot of people say, well, I've never been in there, but I promise you'll be safe in there and everything, and nothing will happen. It's just an amazing old bar. I mean, it really is.
It's fun, and a bunch of good
great
people.
Food too.
Great food. One of the best steak sandwiches around.
Excuse me.
And may have to go see him sooner as opposed to later.
Later, yeah.
Again, just to walk through the event itself, it is from 5 to 9 p.m. The two locations where you can purchase tickets the day of, starting at 5 p.m., are the Adler Building there at 9th and Maple, and again at the Visitors Center. Well, that gets us through Friday, and we're hoping for a good turnout. Sounds like the weather's going to be nice, and then we've got our fingers crossed for Saturday morning. And there's a lot of stuff going. I have no less than 4 different press releases sitting out in front of me right now to try to make sure that I don't forget some of what's happening. But as we get into event season, we're going to be talking about our music and all that jazz series. We are doing away with the Thursday night market, but introducing a new limited dining event that we'll talk about coming up. And, of course, Saturday morning, it's the kickoff to our farmers market. We're going to try to cover all that in one, potentially 2 more segments when we come back. So stick around. We'll be back right after this.
When Margaret and I decided to sell the old estate here, we had only one choice in signage: Logan Street signs and banners. Conveniently not located on Logan Street anymore, but rather located on 10th Street on the south side of Noblesville. Well, we sold the old beauty, and we were able to buy this wonderful estate. And we had so much money left over, I was able to buy this beautiful 1968 Eldorado Cadillac for Margaret. Only 472,000 miles. Margaret loves it because it's got those big seats and that heavy-duty suspension to support her svelte frame. Next time you're looking for signs or banners, call old Jim at Logan Street Signs and Banners, 773-7200. Conveniently not located on Logan Street anymore.
Welcome back to This Week on Main Street. Chris Owens here along with Perry Williams. Really walking through the start of summer and what's going on. Of course, we just talked about First Friday and upstairs downtown. It'll be coming up in 2 days in downtown Noblesville. Again, a $10 ticket will get you access to, I believe there's 14 properties on the tour this year. Hours of 5 to 9 p.m. Tickets available the night of the event at the Adler Building and the Visitors Center. Then once that event concludes and we have a little chance to run over to Sid's and relax, it gets busy on Saturday morning, and I know one of your favorite events kicks off 24 weeks this year with the Farmers Market.
Yeah, and I think we got a lot of new and outstanding vendors that are going to be there this year. Plus our old vendors that have been reliable people for us for a long time, and this for sure will probably be the last year at the Riverview parking area.
Yeah.
So.
Riverview Health has been outstanding to work with over the last few years, and for as long as I have been involved in Noblesville, the farmers market has been there, located next to Riverview Health, and certainly with the naming of their new CEO and some of the development that's going to be happening, not to mention the expansion across 32 there to Federal Hill Commons. One of the original founding concepts for that was a permanent home for the farmers market, and so we're really excited to see that, but we want to make sure we honor what Riverview has done for us over the years, and they've been instrumental in helping us execute that market.
Yeah, and made it to the success it is to today. I mean,
very visible, and not only just when you talk about the community engagement portion of it, but the wellness aspect of being able to walk to the market or bike to the market, find some fresh local produce. We certainly appreciate their efforts, and want to make sure we honor that throughout 2016. You know, I'm excited to get back out there. I think I'm going through kettle corn withdrawal.
Yeah, that's
so
probably true.
I have to go out and visit Mr. Wilson and make sure that he's okay, do a little quality control. But one of the things that I'm excited, you know, we're going to have Paul Wood return as our market master this year, and Paul does an outstanding job. Last year we introduced SNAP benefits as part of the farmers market, and this year we will expand that a little bit further. We will have a market coordinator, SNAP coordinator on site at our Orange Main Street tent. Kristen Hyatt is her name, and she will be responsible for running SNAP benefits, as well as we have initiated a partnership this year with Fresh Bucks Indy, and that's a way that those SNAP eligible families can double their SNAP benefits for select produce on site. So I don't want to get into the technicalities of it. If you want to learn more about that, feel free to call our office, or there's information through a press release on our website about how folks can start to take advantage of some of those programs and really utilize those. Again, it's an effort to combat food insecurity, and we're trying to do our part to help that. Now, also a new feature of the market this year is we've announced a partnership with farmersmarket.com, and you can actually visit the website, noblesvillefarmersmarket.com, and place an online order. I believe the deadline is it's either Tuesday or Wednesday evening when that has to be submitted. Then as of Saturday morning, when the market opens, you will have the opportunity to pick up your produce, your order from the Noblesville Main Street tent. And so it's the thought behind this was to potentially engage some new people who haven't been to the market to further help promote those. Every vendor in our market has the opportunity to take place in this, to take part in this, and so hopefully we're helping them promote, helping their bottom line, and big picture, depending on what happens with Federal Hill and the structure of this, I fully intend for this to turn into a year-round co-op pickup,
which will be great.
So we may not have the full event happening throughout the year, but still an opportunity to order fresh local produce, local goods, and we'll let folks know more about that as we get into the market, get through week one of the market and all the questions and everything else. But visit Kristen at our tent. She's more than happy to walk you through those programs and talk about some of the potential for the future. You know, another thing I'm excited about with the market this year is performance opportunities, and we are hosting 12 out of the 24 weeks of the market. There will be student groups from Noblesville High School providing entertainment out there. So I think the schedule is that there'll be some pre-recorded music rolling from 8 to 9. The students will perform from 9 to 11 or 9 to noon, and when they take breaks, they'll have music rolling as well. It's just, to me, it adds another element to the farmers market, adds some ambience, and in addition to those groups, we'll have some display opportunities out there. I fully anticipate the truck that we were involved with last year making an appearance, if not on a weekly basis, certainly on a regular basis as well. And then we have event days. I don't want to be remiss and mention those. Now, these are subject to change, but currently we have May 21st as the day for the Bloodmobile. Kids Day is technically set for June 18th. We will honor veterans out there on Saturday, July the 9th, and that's also the same day as the street dance. Pet Day on July 23rd, and hoping to partner with the Humane Society of Hamilton County on that day. Pie Day is set for August 13th, and we'll have a health fair coming up. That date is still to be determined in partnership with Riverview Health, and as we have done in the past, we'll conclude the market year with the Hamilton County Firefighters Chili Cook-Off. We have kind of lobbied to see if it's a possibility to do the last market of the year at Federal Hill Commons, and we're told it's weather dependent. So, assuming we're going to see the sun again sometime soon,
That's a try.
hopefully Friday, we're excited to get that program up and running.
Sounds great. Sounds great. Want to push this upstairs downtown. It's a great event. The one great thing about it is it gives you the opportunity when you're walking downtown, and you walk by the Rich Wine Building, you kind of think, wonder what those apartments are really like up there. Now you have a chance of doing that. And I think this is as far as I know, this is the first year that we've had the apartment above the Wild.
Yes.
Yeah, so those are places that have not been seen before. And of course, the nostalgia of the above Kurt's Hardware with the old boys club, and the jail and the old sheriff's residence speaks for itself. There's a lot of history and a lot of stories that can be told about that sheriff's residence, which we're very blessed to have that still standing and still in good shape on our courthouse square.
Yeah, I completely agree. And this event is a fundraiser for Noblesville Main Street. For those that don't know, we are a standalone 501c3, and most of our events are made possible through memberships and sponsorships. We've got a couple other fundraising opportunities that I thought I was going to be able to get to in this segment, and to do them justice, I think we better go one more segment and talk about an expanded Music and All That Jazz series, and then this new Meals from the Market concept. So we'll be back right after this.
When Margaret and I decided to sell the old estate here, we had only one choice in signage: Logan Street signs and banners. Conveniently not located on Logan Street anymore, but rather located on 10th Street on the south side of Noblesville. Well, we sold the old beauty, and we were able to buy this wonderful estate. And we had so much money left over, I was able to buy this beautiful 1968 Eldorado Cadillac for Margaret. Only 472,000 miles. Margaret loves it because it's got those big seats and that heavy-duty suspension to support her svelte frame. Next time you're looking for signs or banners, call old Jim at Logan Street Signs and Banners, 773-7200. Conveniently not located on Logan Street anymore.
Welcome back to This Week on Main Street. I'm Chris Owens, Executive Director, here with Perry Williams, and we've covered the Farmers Market, which opens this Saturday. We've covered upstairs downtown and some other stuff, but of course we just mentioned the street dance date coming up, and that's going to be on July 9th. Had some questions in the office this week with the start of the Farmers Market. Well, what's happening with the Thursday market? We kicked the tires on this thing.
And kicked the tires and kicked the tires.
Well, we think it's a great concept, and it's something that we may revisit at some point. But for 2016, we've chosen to do away with the Thursday market. Now, that said, that doesn't leave us with a void in programming. We've tried to use this opportunity to create a different level of engagement in downtown Noblesville, and 2 weeks ago sent out a press release naming a Meals from the Market series. And I am really excited about this. This is going to be a limited dining opportunity for about 40 people in downtown Noblesville. We've got 4 dates on the calendar, one in June, July, August, and September. And got to know a local chef named Rick Moreland through my involvement with Serve Noblesville. And Rick really has a passion for using local ingredients. And he's kind of kicked the tires on a couple concepts too, and finally we sat down and said, okay, well, what can we do with this? How can we marry or mesh these thoughts? And this meal series really came to mind. And so what we'll do, there is information about it on our website. Registration is not currently open, but we will put the announcement out on social media when that time comes. This is going to be an opportunity for Rick to use produce and meat from the farmers market. We are partnering with Logan Street Sanctuary to provide visual art, live art, and live music as part of these events. And they will occur in the South Alley, where we've traditionally held the Thursday market on 4 select dates. I'm really, really excited about this from several standpoints. I think it's going to position downtown in a little different way than we have been in the past.
Absolutely, and it's also going to highlight the outstanding vegetables and meat and poultry and stuff that we have on sale every Saturday at our farmers market, because we definitely have some outstanding vendors out there, and so we want to give them an opportunity and recognize them. And the one thing about it, we took this through social media. A small city in Tennessee, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did similar concept here, and we're trying to take it to the next level.
So it is a local farm-to-table concept. I do actually have those dates in front of me. They are June 9th, July 7th, August 4th, and September 1st. A couple of unique things about this. Rick's actually going to set up the morning of the event in the conference room back there that's located just off the alley, and start to cook throughout the day. So we're hoping that there's a level of interaction where he can talk about some of these ingredients. The takeaway for many of the attendees will actually be a recipe card with information about who supplied what from the farmer's market and step-by-step instructions about how it's prepared. So let's say it's a chicken with blueberry barbecue sauce. You could, if you fall in love with that meal and you're in attendance, you could potentially go out that weekend and get the same ingredients to recreate that for your family, for a dinner party or whatever. And just think there's a real opportunity for us there. The series is going to be sponsored by Darren Peterson with Peterson Architecture. Darren was the longtime chair of the Thursday market, and I think was sad to see it go, but is excited about this concept and where we can take this.
And the one thing about it is we can't say enough of how hard Darren worked on the Thursday market, and this gives him another opportunity, another concept, and it may bring back that market, or we may do a spin-off of both of these. So who knows? But downtown Main Street, we do not want to get stale on the things that we do in downtown, and this was an opportunity for us to try a new program, and we're all excited about doing it.
Well, and let's be honest too. One of the competitors that we're up against on that Thursday night is an outstanding concert series put on by Noblesville Parks and Recreation. So I think by creating a smaller, a little bit more intimate event, we're not poaching from their crowd. The folks that still want to enjoy those evenings are certainly welcome to do so, but we've received a lot of interest so far, and I'm really looking forward to providing more information on this series. Now, that said, we were talking about Thursday night. We've got a different opportunity coming up on a Thursday night for our Music and All That Jazz series, which has traditionally been on Fridays. And other than one date in 2016, it will continue to be on Friday. We partnered, I mentioned Bethany Robinson in the first segment out of Noblesville High School. She did a tremendous job for us, helping coordinate groups, local groups, or groups with local flavor last year, and we had 4 Music and All That Jazz shows in 2015. We are expanding the series to 6 shows in 2016.
And a new sponsor.
Yes, 2 new sponsors actually. So that will be sponsored by Greg O'Connor and family and Gaylor Electric. So thank you for reminding me about those. The series kicks off this year, and I think this is really part of what makes our programming unique is the northeast corner of the Courthouse Square on Thursday, May 26th from 7 to 9 p.m. is going to serve as the finals for the student jazz groups with Noblesville High School. So they're actually going to kick off the series for us. If you were with us last year, Bethany's group, Blue Door Jazz Combo, played out there and opened the series for us, and she had students coming up and sitting in throughout the evening on different instruments. So we've taken that to the next level. Then we've got 5 other shows throughout the summer. Friday, June 17th, is the David Hartman Band, an instructor out at Noblesville High School.
And always a big crowd.
Always a big crowd. Does a great job with our holiday dinner. Highly involved with Shakespeare in the Park. So look forward to seeing David and his group out there. July 1st, another Noblesville High School flavored event. Trevor Mather and the NHS Jazz Combo. Again, that's on Friday, July 1st. Friday, August 5th. The Tucker Brothers, they were with us last year, and according to Bethany, their following just continues to grow. August 19th is a group called Jazz Elements, and then to conclude the series, Sarah Scarborough and her band will be performing out there. Sarah and her husband Jeff are Noblesville residents. My history with them actually goes back to Anderson University in the late 90s. Jeff lived down the hall from me in Dunn Hall. So very, very talented musicians, and looking forward to having them in downtown.
Probably
Noblesville.
all we need to talk about.
We're just going to leave it there and mention we're looking forward to a great show. So really encourage folks, if they want to know more, to contact our office. You can shoot an email to info@noblesvillemainstreet.org. Our office is now open Monday. The Visitor Center is now open Monday through Sunday, 12 to 5 p.m. We staff it Monday through Thursday, 12 to 5 p.m. Our phone number is 317-776-0205. I think we've crammed enough information into this week's show.
We're on overload.
Yeah, we'll have to see what we can hold out. So be sure to join us next week.